Hello, good evening. I'm always forgetting what time it is in that part of the world.
It's evening works out. That's okay. Evening, morning, night,
Yeah,
wherever you are. Hey, welcome to the show.
oh, and my pet also says hello. He's just a friend. He decided to chill with me tonight. So, hello from
Right
him
on. Hey,
too.
we love friends. Friends are great. So, as you guys know, Friday night, we try to bring you up to speed on a few things that's important, and then the craziness begins. So, mi casa is su casa, and so kick your shoes off the door. Fix yourself a drink. Better yet, make it two. Might be here a while. Snacks, vapes, whatever you got, kick back, relax, have fun, and let's just dive into the good stuff. So, Alpha, how was your week so far, buddy?
My week has been interesting. It's been a little quiet actually. Although the weather did decide that okay, we're going to have summer for Monday and Tuesday, and then we're going to have winter. No, shoot, the other way around. We had winter Monday and Tuesday, and then the rest of the week has been like pure summer. It's like we just had winter, and then boom. Oh no! Don't worry. We just backtracking a bit. Let's bring
Yeah.
summer back.
Dude, we're doing the
So
same
we-
thing. We were like 75 degrees 2 days ago. Now it's supposed to snow on Tuesday. Like, what the hell? I don't know. It's crazy. But either way, hey, it is. Let's see who we got hiding in with us tonight. So, got Rogue Evolution first, right on. Rose, how you doing, dear? Good to see you. We missed you. So did Wild Angel. Wild Angel says, Rose. Yeah. They're gathering reinforcements. Yes, we are. Yeah, we're building, we're growing, we're getting there. In fact, we got some reinforcement ducks we'll have to talk about a little bit later. Remind me once we get everybody up here, because I think you guys will like that. We see Alpha and Camus sorry didn't make it. That's okay. Hey, last week, everybody was busy, not a problem. We were still here. We're always here. Says, no worries, you were missed. Okay, so everybody's back now. Of course, as you guys know, we start with the crypto world. So, to bring you guys up to speed, there have been a few changes I want to make you aware of, and I got some special little treats for you. It'll be fun. Thank you. Okay. Special duck delivery. Ha 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 ha. I got ducks. Okay, so let's dive into the rabbit hole so we can get into our AI topic of conversation, because I think that's going to be a fun one. But, of course, we got to bring you up to speed. So, let's go ahead and do it. So, right off the bat, if you have a SkyX weather station, there is a firmware update. Now, here's the really terrible part. Yeah, exactly, Rose. Woohoo, ducks! I love it. To flash the firmware, you got to push the button on the device. Which means, if you're like me and you put it up on your roof, guess what? Get the ladder out, climb up the ladder with your cell phone, because you have to push the button until the screen lights up. Then you can actually go through the firmware update. Now, to get to the screen, go onto your phone, open the SkyX app, go to the next tab over where it says Device. As soon as you click on that, it should pop up this little pop-up if that's something you've got to do. If you've already done it, then great. Or maybe it's not on the roof, then awesome. You're smarter than me. Downs of
Yeah, I
the
was just
SkyX
gonna
Alphas.
That doesn't sound dangerous at all. Just go climb on the roof to push the button. Sounds
just go push
perfectly
button.
safe.
And then stand there with your phone in one hand while pushing the button, then go update, and then just stand there for like, it took about 4 minutes to update. It wasn't bad.
Whoa! Well, if you're standing on a ladder doing that, I feel sorry for your legs. Just saying, you must have
Yeah,
great
yeah.
balance.
Oh God, no! I just talked to the ducks and the animals. BTK, my man, how you doing, brother? Great to see ya. Wild Angel says, "Hi, BTK." Okay, so there is the firmware update. So if you do have a SkyX, then you do want to do that. Now, next piece of information I will share with you guys. Okay, let's go and shut that down. This is coming for later. Yeah, look at that special surprise there. We got some goodies for you. So let's bring it up now. Wing bits. Now, I've talked about wing bits over the last year, guys. And I told you this in the Crank Multi-Money, that back in the beta, you could have gotten a little $40 device, plugged it in, and started earning wing bits. Then it evolved where you had to actually buy the wing bits device. Unfortunately, those little beta devices are no longer available. You actually have to go to Helium Deploy to buy your device. And I thought I had that up. Apparently I don't. And there are two different options there. You've got wing bits by itself, or you've got wing bits with GeoNet. Now, I still think it's a great opportunity. Let's go to hardware. Let's go to the Wingbits thing, just so I can show you what I'm talking about. So these are the two options, and I'll put a link in the chat below if you want to go check them out. The Wingbits only is $495. They've gone up. The GeoNet and Wingbit combination are $1,095. So those are your two options now. But here's the big kicker and the exciting part about Wingbits. is if you've been mining Wingbits, I can tell you from one miner, I'm reaching right here in Boise, Idaho. I'm covering 4 different states. So they've got a huge reach, which is awesome. But it's just announced that Wingbits is actually going into space. That's right. Wingbits is going to space thanks to a strategic partnership with Spire Global, leading in space-based data and operator of the large multi-purpose satellite constellation. Together, we're launching a new satellite that will act as a validator of Wingbits ground data. Dude, that's pretty insane. A deep-in project in space. You ever heard of that, Alpha?
That is pretty damn cool. Jeez. I gotta go look into Wingbits. I think you did drop some videos on that day. I mean, you drop videos on everything you talk about, so it's like...
Exactly. That's actually one of my criteria. Yeah, that's one of my criteria, Alpha. And as your content thing, should be yours as well, as I don't speak about things I'm not a part of. I can't do it. If I don't have skin in the game, I ain't gonna do it. I mean, some things I don't talk about. If you ever got questions why I don't talk about it, reach out to me. I'll be happy to tell you my opinion. But remember, they're always my opinion. Do your own research.
Probably because someone pissed you off. I feel like that's like 90% of the time.
Absolutely.
And when someone's pissing you off, I'm like, I'm done with you.
Yeah. You can burn and rot in hell for all I care. I've actually gotten some deep in devices I've thrown away because I'm like, nah, sorry, your customer service sucked. Your app's trash, gone. And I won't say negative. I just simply won't talk at all. And I figure it's the best way to do it. Just ignore them. So if you do have a Wingbits or it's something you've been looking at, it might be worth checking out. Okay, Wilding says, Alex, you never know. Sometimes we get a little crazy and do a giveaway. There you go. Oh, there we go. Alex, how you doing, buddy? Any crypto giveaways already, my man? There might be. You never know. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But the best thing is you're just here to have fun. I would have to do research on that. I won't agree to anything until I've done research on the team, on the project, the white paper. So you're welcome to send me any devices you want. I will dive into them. I don't guarantee I'll do a video. I've got devices back here that I haven't done a video on because I don't believe in the project. So that's just my personal opinion. Okay. So any questions on Wingbit so far? Did I cover that, Alpha? We good?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Doesn't seem like there's any questions. I mean, there's also a lot of things that people can just go watch some videos on, and it'll be a lot more than right now.
And I do have a couple videos already on Down Home Crypto YouTube about Wingbit. So from the very start, when it was on the multi-mining, even to the earnings after 30 days, 100 days, I can tell you I'm building up a nice chunk of points. So it's worth it. Okay, let's dive down the next rabbit hole, shall we? Star Power. Now, this is one I've talked about several times. I've shown you the star plugs. And I've shown you the NFTs. I've shown you how to stake and how you can earn for the upcoming token generation event. Well, here's the trick. They just announced today, there it is, that, oh God, if I can't even drive my own computer, sorry. So Star Power now supports Apple HomeKit and Google Home, so you can connect your devices and qualify for a special airdrop if you have Apple or Google smart devices already installed or already in your home. Now, if you don't, you can pick them up really, really cheap. In fact, I had a tab for this. I can tell you at Amazon, I can get a 4-pack of Google Home plugs for $17. And so I actually bought a 4-pack, and I just got them today. And so we're going to actually set one of those up today to show you how to do it. That way, in case you're part of Star Power, you can definitely go in and go through the process. Now, okay, just seeing where else I've got. Nope, not that one. Okay. So, there's too many things. I lost my documentation. Yeah. So, I want to give you guys the link. So, if you haven't heard of Star Power, you don't know what they are, here's the link to their website. Definitely go check them out. I think they've got a lot of potential. As we know, they may take off great. We don't know how they're going to go. But I think the fact that they're actually onboarding things like Google and Apple devices, that's a pretty cool partnership, in my opinion. But don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Now, if you are looking to get some of the smart plugs, the G-Home ones that I just showed you, here's a link. In fact, these ones are even cheaper. And I'll pull that up real quick for you guys, just so you can see, because I think I found a better deal. Oh, no, that is them. That is them. Okay. I bought the more expensive ones, because mine are voice-controlled. Don't ask me.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. So if that is something you've got, if you've already running Starplug, if you're already going through getting the points for that, then this will be for you. Now, if not, it's still something I hope you guys will find cool, because I think it's something that really shows that the team is growing and building those great partnerships. So, any questions on that so far, Alpha? Have I covered it pretty well so far?
I think you have. Although,
Okay.
I suppose we'll see what other kind of partnerships they come up with in future.
Right.
That's not interesting, though. Hey, you guys have an Amazon thing, right? But it doesn't connect with Amazon. Not yet, at least.
Actually, it does.
Well, I'm clear.
That's what they're working on. So, what I want to show you guys is basically how easy it is. So, luckily, thanks to Crow, the bird god, I received a Christmas present this year of some smart plugs. Well, didn't know what they were, didn't try them, didn't set them up, because I already had my Star Power plugs. But I found out I could use these little guys and get them set up within the Star Power app. And that's going to give me the points for the upcoming airdrop. So it's actually really, really simple. And I'm going to show you on my phone here just kind of how I go through. So first of all, get the app for that device. Now, these were Smart Life. Okay, so I went in and I went through the process to onboard the smart plug. So I've got two of them sitting here. One is right next to me and one is running the game machine behind me. Okay, once you have that, then what you want to do, it's easier if I just use my phone. I tried doing it on my screen. Then go into your Google Home. And all you do is connect under devices, and you can simply add your device. And it will automatically list out, is it a Nest, is it a partner? I've already heard that some people have connected their smart TVs to Star Power. Now I'll let you know, you cannot control that device from Star Power. You still have to do it through that device's app, but you can't onboard it. Okay? So once you choose your device, you onboard it into here. Now, once you've got it in your Google Home or your Apple app, either one of those, then you go into the Star Power. Now, if you are running Star Power, then this app probably looks very, very different. That's because there's an update. But pushing the update is kind of a pain in the ass, because you can't just go and click update. No, you have to download the .pk file again and go through an update that way. So, here's what I'm going to do to try to make your lives easier. If you need to update your app using the Apple Store, here is the link in the chat right there. Okay, and that's going to be the link to update your Star Power or install the new Star Power app. If you need to do it through the Galaxy Store, here is the link for that one. Okay, and lastly, if you needed to do it through Android like I did, here is the link for that. And it's actually really simple. You go in, you download the link, you go through the install like you're installing something new, but all it does is update your current one. So as you can see right here on mine, I still have all my app, all my points, everything here. Still shows my Star Plug devices. They're all current, but it adds this new button. Nope, not the Nova. Yes, so you're doing pretty good on Nova points, but it adds the home, which gives you the ability to go in and add your Smart Plug devices here. So it's one of those where you can go in, you have to update your app, and then you can take on any smart device. So pick yourself up a couple plugs if you're already running Star Power, and if not, might be worth checking out.
I'm assuming they don't limit how many you can link, or do they?
No. Currently it does not. Right now, Star Power does not have a limit on how many Star Plugs or how many smart devices you can connect to your Star Power app. Now, will they down the road, will they break it up where you have to have them or they're a certain amperage? That maybe. But right now, you don't have to have anything drawing power through your Star Plug. You don't have to have anything drawing power through your Star Plugs or the Smart Plugs. In fact, you don't even have to have the Smart Plugs turned on to earn the points. They do have to be powered up, however. Hi, Britt. I just saw a post on my phone come down. So, guys, if you have any questions on that or you run into problems, reach out to me in Downhill Crypto. Shoot me a DM, whatever. I'll walk you through it, because you can see right here, I got both my Star Plugs to work, and it's going great so far.
Just got to get another 10.
Right, exactly. Well, the funny part is, thanks to Bird God, I have 2 more in the box he bought me. And then I just bought this box today. Same day delivery, by the way, for Amazon, which is awesome.
So that's 6 months.
And these have, and they have voice control. So I want to see what that does. I want to see if I can talk to it. Like, turn off the TV, and it shuts it off. I don't know. That'd be great.
It would be cool. That really would be cool.
Exactly. So any questions on what we've covered so far? If so, throw them in. Alpha, you watching for those?
Yeah, I am. So far, no questions. I think we're good. Nothing confusing. Or maybe people just don't know what we're talking about, Could be.
And that could be.
Really.
And that's why I tried to leave you guys the link in the chat here. But if not, make sure to jump in DHC and I'll put them in there. Or just reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer whatever I possibly can. So Alpha, as we're co-piloting up here, buddy, if I'm throwing links, you need to be sharing things. You need to be watching that chat and making it go. And if you're talking, I got to be doing the same. Yeah, see, there you go. There you go.
I got it.
We're working it up. Hey, it's our first time on here together. So let's see. So Smedley asks, are you saying that there is a BYOD star plug option? Yes, there absolutely is. You bring your own device over, and there's a special airdrop for bringing your own device. Definitely jump the Star Power Discord, read up on it, but this just came across. I got it in my announcement on my Star Power app when I go to check my device. Now, that brings up something else. I really want to remind everybody out there. Getting into deep in devices or anything in crypto requires a level of monitoring, okay? You can't just simply set it up and forget it. Most of them, they're going to be updates. There's going to be firmwares. You've got to maintain your investments. And so just like you see right here on my phone, I've got everything from Bitfighters to NodePay, AetherEdge, take your pick. All of these are things I have to monitor on a fairly regular basis. So I highly urge all of you to make it a habit or even put things on a certain page and say, hey, every day I'm going to go in and I'm going to claim my NodePay points just so I don't miss out. Because just like this one here, there is a timer where if it fills up, you stop earning points. So you got to make sure to claim it regularly. Let's see. Okay, what do we got? New, not ads. Longest 1 minute, whatever. Cool, I will post an embarrassing pics on Discord. I wouldn't recommend it, Smedley, because, I guarantee that Alpha or Psy or Rev, somebody's going to ban you for that. And just so you guys know, DHC is a family-friendly location, so we keep it that way. If words get filtered, things like that, there's a reason. Don't try and go around them because everybody in our community has full permission to swing that ban hammer if anything is threatening, offensive, or anything along those lines where they think it's inappropriate for DHC. My family is hostile, and they will absolutely swing the shit out of that ban hammer in a heartbeat. Ain't that right, Alpha?
Yeah. I've been told I'm pretty hostile, so yeah. Or trigger happy. I think that was the term. You're pretty trigger happy. I'm like, you were saying such things. I had to press a button.
You
only get to use the bad hammer so often.
Right, exactly. But that's one thing I remind you. And in the crypto space, drama is going to happen. Things are going to happen. We are not going to let it overflow into our home because DHC is your down home crypto place. So that's our home. We're going to keep it safe. So as these things happen, as this drama occurs, I guarantee you're not going to find the arguments, the fights, things like that within our community. It's a safe haven, and we're going to keep it that way. So please be safe out there. Okay.
Wild Angels.
I don't know.
Really? I can't set them up and forget them? Right. No, that's what you do.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you can't just set them up and forget them. You got to babysit your investments. Now, why is this important?
Get someone to. Or get someone to babysit for you.
Sucker somebody else into it. Here, will you do my work because I'm too lazy? So that way I can go screw around and you thanks, I'll get paid for it.
Yep.
I know because I have a few people in my family. I was like, Jim, I don't get it. Here, fix this. Okay, I can do that. Now, another thing I want to point out before we dive into the crazy topic of tonight is there are a lot of amazing opportunities out there right now. Now, most of these, or a lot of these, you don't even have to buy anything. You simply have to spend a little bit of time, do a little bit of work, and then monitor it on a regular basis. Now, these aren't going to make you rich overnight, but there are a lot of different ways in which you can start to earn. And I want to show you what I mean. And you can do this with hardware you've already got. So let's go ahead and present, and we're going to add an extra camera, just because I can be really obnoxious that way. Okay. So Alpha, man, me and you did a lot of work over the last couple days.
Yeah.
Because you see right here that you're looking at, guys, this is that little mini PC I told you guys about. I want to just give you a quick crash course of everything it's running. And thanks to Alpha, we got one more thing added to the list. But this is an opportunity. Now, some of these may never come to fruition. But if you can make a couple dollars on each one just by running one device, why not? It doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. Give it a go, especially if you're having financial difficulties or you're barely scraping by. Hey, every little penny helps. So to give you an idea on one little mini PC out there, we put it up with things like Functor Node. There's no TGE event yet. We've got NodePay running. We've got Block Mesh. We've got Tenyo. Distributed AI. I gotta log back into that one. Even Layer Edge, which Alpha, me and you gotta fix this because I can't get that thing running. So we're gonna be working on that. So it even gives you a setup on that. Now, all of these are in the free-to-earn Down Home Crypto Discord channel. So, man, do a little bit of work, get it set up, and start earning. Things like Grass Network. We just fought and set up a Zandminer node. But on top of the same little computer, we also have an entire Docker station set up running Brinks AI and Pi Network. As well as, let's see, there's our Pi. As well as let's see, not that one. I lost the other one. There we go. So all of these are running on one little computer. I paid $249 from Amazon for it. Little Ryzen 5, I think it is. But if you've got an old computer sitting out that's a 4-core or more, and if it's collecting dust in a closet or it's old pieces, man, Frankenstein it together. Put it to work and start making a little bit of money from it. Because any kind of money you can get today is a big difference, especially the way the markets are going.
I will also add with certain things like the Layer Edge one, clearly Serenity is having a bit of trouble. And the Zandminer, they are a little more technically inclined, so they might be a little bit more of a pain to set up, but it's worth it in the end. It's worth it. Just a little bit of annoyance.
It can be, but hey, if you need help, definitely reach out to us, because I call Alpha. Alpha's that way, yeah. Oh, I know what's wrong. There. Okay, there we go. Alpha's that way. I'm like, that's what's wrong. I keep pointing the wrong way. We've got people in the community that can help you with just about anything. If you reach out to them and ask them, it's like, hey, does anybody know how I can make this work? We got any masters of Telegram or Discord? Or want to set up a Discord server? Guarantee we've got people to help you along the way. Okay, let's see. Bought an embarrassing amount of TP-Link Casa smart plugs for Fry Foundation project. Like, wow, that's a lot of plugs, man. You're going to turn off all your neighbors' lights.
Whoa.
See, that's where you get a power strip and plug it into another power strip, and you just go down the chain and then just fill every one. Like, that works.
Yeah, because what are you going to do with 500 plus plugs? Like, are you going to just power the whole neighborhood, or are you just going to be like, you get a plug, everybody gets a plug?
Everybody, and I control them all from my phone. Like, okay, let's see, I'm going to mess with Bob across the street. Click, 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 click. Oh, yeah, you can have fun with people.
Like, yo, why'd my TV go off?
Ooh, as an electrician, I should do that. Every time I go to a job, I plug in their blender or something into a smart plug and not tell them. And that way they have to come and say, I don't know why my blender keeps starting up and starting off. I need you to come over and fix that. Oh, sure. Happy to do that. That'll be $60 just to walk in the door. Like, oh, I found your problem. Okay, you got to push this button there. See, now, all better.
All good.
Wait 2 months and do it again.
Yeah. Easy money. It's feel like that's how
it
you
is
cash
easy money.
in. That is exactly how you cash in on your things. It's like, yeah.
Exactly. So, Alpha, give us an update on your side of the crypto space, buddy, and what you do.
You muted yourself. That is cool. You muted yourself halfway through a sentence.
Did I do it halfway? Damn it! Okay.
Yes.
So I got click happy. See, I got excited about the whole Blender smart plug thing. So yeah, Alpha, bring us up to date on what's going on in your side of the crypto space, and I'm going to duck out for a second, and I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. I actually don't have much today, so there's that. But there was, as usual, I like to bring a little bit of the drama into the stream. So once again this week there was a bit of drama between what is this, Base and Sonic chain actually. So yeah, it just happens every week. There's one chain fighting with another chain. It's just like, why do you guys do this? Where's the fun? Do you guys just feel like having a little bit of a, I'm gonna throw shade at you and you're gonna throw shade at me? So it's like, this is someone from Sonic Chain and that's someone from Base. Base is like, oh yeah, look, Base is topping the charts, and then this guy's like, yeah, y'all lying. Just do some bloody research. Spend 5 seconds just to do a little bit of digging. You know, it's so normal at this point. It's like every week I see something else where it's base related. Base people really like to fight. I don't know. Is it just because Coinbase is like that? Maybe. But you know, that's your weekly what's the word? Drama update. Crypto's always a little bit of a drama, eh? And then,
of course, you had to bring the drama, didn't you? Wow. Leave you alone for 5 minutes. What do you do? You're trying to start a fight.
Always. You know, we might just have to debate things. Just find a random topic of the drama and be like, okay, you are for and I'm against. Let's go.
Yeah, bring it. I'm totally good for a fight.
And then we spoke a little bit about this last week, Fairside. So they're actually doing this retroactive drain campaign. The only rule is if you're being drained, there's like a few things that they don't cover, like if you're rug pulled, so obviously, but then if you were like drained maybe through address poisoning or you click the drainer link, you know, those kinds of things, they're going to cover you up to $2,000. So even if it's below $2,000, so let's say you lost like $300, you just woke up one day and all your crypto kept being transferred out of your wallet, they might just, you know, give you that $300 back just because. Just because. It's like, damn. People really
read
like
the fine print, man. Yeah, that's way too easy. There's got to be something.
Ah, damn it. I don't know how to find. Oh, there's the history. And then I was too lazy to go and look up everything myself because I was like, God damn it, there's too many things. So there's been a bit of a, you know, and Grok's convenient. Grok is actually really convenient. The Stable Act of 2025. So American regulation has actually finally stepped in a bit and released the Stable Act of 2025, which would bring regulatory clarity to stablecoins. So that's going to be interesting. They are essentially saying all stablecoins has to be backed 1-to-1 with the US dollar, or you're not allowed to have it, and you have to be able to prove that it's backed 1-to-1. And then that kind of sparked a lot of debate. I mean, it's crypto. When is there not a debate?
Oh yeah,
where everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Coinbase is going to take the lead because Coinbase has the most," and then someone was like, "Oh yeah, Ethereum's going to take the lead because Ethereum has basically all the stables." Like, can you guys not? Can you people?
It's going to be that way all the time, and that's why we always say do your own research, because everyone's got an opinion, and nobody exactly knows what's going to happen or when. You've got some brilliant minds with us that have some good ideas. So you want to learn about trading, things like that, man, reach out to Austin Clark, reach out to Cyril Kier. Those are our master traders. Now, mostly Austin, because he's the one who's actually teaching, guiding that. But we've got connections pretty much everywhere in Down Home Crypto. But I think that about covers all the crypto world, unless there's something super fired anybody in the chat put out there. I'm not seeing anything new on the crypto space. So, are we ready to start the debate? Because I know, Alpha, you're going to like tonight's topic, because we are going to fight. I have no doubt there's going to be arguments.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Something wrong with you, Alpha. Something very, very wrong with you, my man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. So, guys, tonight's topic... Oh, whoa. Before we start tonight's topic, I have to share the ducks. Okay? Because Wild Angel went out and found some amazing ducks of all different types, including an angel duck with a little halo. We have a... Oh, thank you. Go back to the angel duck. So, trying to get a good... Hold on. See if I can find a picture.
There we go.
Focus. Yeah, it's too little. It's not one to focus. So, little baby angel duck with a halo. I don't know if you guys can see that. We have a horned devil duck.
Ooh.
There you go.
Kind of duck.
And then we have the black... Or no, that's evil duck. I think that's the devil duck. Black with horns. I covered my face. Send me wings, wild. And then she even got some 3D printed, which are like color changing ducks. I mean, check this dude out.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I need
These
like
guys
50
are
of those just like sitting in front of me for no reason.
Yeah. As you move and they change light, these are freaking nuts. So, Wild Angel, if you would share the links on these would be awesome. And of course, a lot of people always ask, why do we talk about ducks? Well, it's because there's one place that is making a true difference in this world. And that is none other. I was supposed to have this ready. I screwed it up. See, I screwed up the whole rhythm. There we go.
Another duck to show.
I have another duck show. I will have to show my duck. What did I do? Oh, wait. I stopped sharing screen. Please send those links. There we go. Okay.
There we go. Back.
There we go. So all of these ducks are because we are a firm believer of Project Duck Depression. Now, in this world, things are going to happen. Alpha, like you said, man, people like to fight. There's always going to be problems. There's always going to be drama. And the truth is, most of us are dealing with drama that nobody knows about. We're fighting our own demons. We're fighting our own arrogance, our own attitude, maybe our own addiction. Whatever it is in life, I guarantee finding a little duck and leaving these are not only going to make you feel better, but they're going to help the people that are dealing with these problems of depression and fighting these battles silently. It's going to make their day better. So if you would, do me a huge favor. Go out and follow Project Duck Depression. Let them know that you are one of those committed to making this world a better place by spreading ducks and love all around the world.
Have a duck day.
Absolutely! Have a ducking good day, buddy! Okay,
yes.
Now that we've done the positivity, are we ready to fight? Alpha, I know you're just begging for a fight, buddy. So, what do you say?
Ready. Always ready.
I think you are too.
Let's go.
So, let's bring up the competitors and let's get ready to rumble! All right! Oh, we lost. There she is. I missed one.
There we go.
There we go. Oh, we got Jax too. Hi guys, how we doing?
What's up? How's it going, everybody?
Great.
Doing good,
Jack
my man.
decided he wanted some snuggles.
Very cute. Very cute.
He hopped up
Very
here.
demure. Damn, I haven't had a joke out of that for a while.
How's it going, everybody?
Going pretty good. About yourself, Wild Angel.
Not bad. I'm glad this week is over. My brain is melted. It's audit season. We started officially
Yes.
auditing this week, and holy crap. People are stupid.
I just saw a cat go past.
You did. He walked by. It was Jax. He wants
Oh,
crackers.
That was funny.
He's rubbing on the cracker bowl. I'll be right back.
Okay, he wants crackers. How's your week been, Si?
It's been good. Long, but good.
Good to hear. Glad to have you, man. We missed you, brother.
Yeah, I missed you all too, so that's, why I'm here.
Aw, we feel so loud. And Rev, man, it's been a long time since we've seen you. Where you been, hiding, buddy?
Work, because my boss will not allow me to get Fridays off because I work the hardest and I say okay anytime she says, hey, this needs done. So she trusts me more than anyone else to work my ass off. So she wants me on the same days that
punished
she
for being a good worker. Ouch.
Yeah, well, hours got cut, so that kind of sucks, but the plus side is I can get an extra day off, and I said Friday. Like, I'm not sure if that's going to work. Oh, no, it's going to be Friday. If I only get 4 days, I'm picking my third day off.
It will be Friday. Yes, it will.
Yes. Friday's a good day off.
Yeah. It's like what is that? Wayne's World. It will be mine. Oh, yes, it will. Yeah.
Oh, Rose is saying I bought little rubber duckies to give to my clients' kids. They'll know all about PDD. I was like, what is PDD? I was like, oh, Project Dark Depression.
There you go.
I don't always do well with, those sorts of just like taking things and making it letters only. I'm always like, what do you mean? Acronyms, that's the term. Where with BYOD also, I was like, what is PYOD? What do you mean PYOD? Oh, bring your own device. Okay.
It's okay. Things move quick up here. That's okay, Alpha. You're getting it, man. You're doing great, brother. I'm proud of you.
Ooh, lucky those.
Get every other Friday off. Ooh.
Oh,
Rose, you're gonna make everybody else cry and sad. It's like, I want every other Friday off.
And she takes every Tuesday off too.
Ooh.
Taco Tuesdays.
I'm gonna start working through lunch a day or two a week so I can leave an hour early on Friday.
Probably not a bad idea.
It probably is then.
That way I'm not
Probably
running in the door at 20 to 5 going, help.
Then you have to unpack your packages
Just
before you
imagine
go
that.
live.
Yep.
It's comical.
That is comical. That definitely sounds comical.
So,
I know.
exactly. So tonight, guys, the topic is triggered about something that happened recently, and I'll share that with you. But of course, and I had it, I lost it. I put it here somewhere. AI, evolution or revolution? So it's a debate. It's a question. What are we evolving to? Now, of course, we've talked about AI before, but why is it relevant right now? Well, because unfortunately, in all their wisdom of stupidity, share screen. There's my screen. Entire screen. ChatGPT has now introduced a new AI filter that duplicates Studio Ghibli. Ghibli.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm sharing audio. Hold on. I screwed that up.
Were you?
I'm getting an echo. Is anybody else getting an echo, or is that just me?
Just you.
Nope, no echo.
Okay.
You.
That's weird. Okay, fair enough. Well, I apologize then because it sounded like I'm getting some weird audio sound. Yeah. There we go.
Odd.
So I apologize for the delay there. That was my bad. So have you guys heard about this, or do you know who Studio Ghibli is?
I do.
They're the ones that do Howl's Moving Castle, aren't they?
Yeah. And Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke.
Spirited Away was my first.
Suit Sprites. Yep, the little black balls.
Suit Sprites.
So
I knew.
Studio.
I knew about the filter because a bunch of people started spamming Studio Ghibli-ified images everywhere, and so I was like, "Oh, well, there we go." Case in point.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a whole new trend of meme coins, all done off this artwork. But now here's the question, of course. Have you heard what the actual creator, or I guess he's the CEO, the founder of Studio Ghibli, his opinion? Have you guys read that?
I did. That was my first introduction to actually learning about this bloody thing. I say bloody because I don't like it. So, I think that's everything.
So what was his opinion there, Alpha?
He was like, I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember the exact words he used, but he was basically saying, this is how do you put it now? It's the worst thing you could have possibly done to art, and it's a disgrace to humanity, essentially. And I agree. It's ridiculous.
Or is it they were trying to steal Studio Ghibli's thunder or something?
Yeah.
Copyright infringement or some such thing.
Basically, they essentially completely ripped off their style and was like, oh yeah, now anyone can do your style. Cool. Congratulations. It's like, that is not cool. That is honestly not cool. Like, the people like Ghibli have obviously worked years, tens of years. And some of them have been animating for 10 years plus to be able to get the results that they do. And now you're just like, oh no, anyone can do it. But screw you.
Well, and that brings up a great question there, Alpha. So, and And this is why I think this is so great, because as we know, some people who don't have the artistic capabilities or maybe music capabilities are now utilizing AI to generate that artistic form that maybe they don't have the skill set or the years to master it. So where is it become the right time to use it and the wrong time to use it?
I think there's a difference between directly training your AI model with one specific type of content. Because with the way large language models work, right, they take the training data, then it searches for keywords based off of your prompts, pulls those keywords up within images because it tagged different parts. I mean, you guys walked through that with that one AI project where you were tagging the images. Yeah, Rainmaker, that one. That's the way they work, right? And then they just run a number of sample passes where they average out the information, and then bam. Now it's this is why I think that they should only be trained off of like free public works that's, you know, available for everyone to utilize, right? Because training it off of copywritten information or one particular style, you know, that is theft, intellectual theft, right? So got to use the free models.
There you go. Now, it's interesting you say that, Sai, because, you know, as we all know here, you are a big user of AI. And this is one thing I definitely want to share with everybody. If you guys don't know already, if you haven't checked out Sonic Siren Studios, you are missing out. These are all music written by Cyril Kier himself and puts to some phenomenal audio and visual effects. Absolutely amazing. So there's a link there. Definitely go check him out there. But now let me ask you, Sai, if you didn't have the ability to run AI, do you think you would still be in the music industry where you're creating these songs?
Well, potentially, right? You know, because there's other routes that you could choose to go. Depends on really how much you're trying to do with it, right? Like if I wanted to spend the time, and because my father's writing agent, I could easily ask them to put me in touch with a music writing agent, right? Show them a sample of my work and the demos essentially that I've created of the songs that I've written. You know, I could go that route with it, you know, and that's why I don't, because I'm not trying to do that in life right now. And that's why I've always said, you know, I thoroughly encourage if someone wants to utilize, you know, something that I've made, you know, feel free, right? You know, I'm not trying to copyright it or anything because I am utilizing AI for it. I think it's a different, you know, if you're not going to like gatekeep like that, you know, if you're utilizing, you know, the resources, it's one thing. If you're trying to like monetize it in some way, so, you know, I don't know. It is a touchy gray area, right?
Right. And it is. And, you know, it's one of those where, you know, me personally, I look at it like AI is opening up the door to people who may not be as fluid or skilled in certain areas. So, for instance, certain messages or even stories, descriptions for videos. I use ChatGPT or something like that to make it sound more intelligent. Because being a high-functioning autistic person, I usually am pretty blunt and direct. I'm not as eloquent as I could be most days.
Yeah, he's surprised me a couple times. He's written something, says, "Hey, here's what I sent," and I'm like, "That's pretty good." Thinking, where the hell did that come from? It was ChatGPT.
I think I can relate pretty well on that. Because usually my first draft is not good. I usually go to one of my friends. I'm like, can you just read this over quickly? Just make sure I'm using language, you know, not my kind of language, other people's kind of language. They usually like, yeah, just give me 5 minutes to rewrite it quickly. Yeah.
I think I fixed it.
Well, for what it's
Sorry. Do what?
Sitting.
Did you fix your echo?
I think so. One was like a split second off from the other, so I had this weird echo back and forth. It was weird.
One picking up your phone.
I don't know. It might be. It very well could. That's actually a good thought. I'd check on that.
So, random side note with that, just a quick tangent. Usually that happens when I'm at work and I have my AirPods in. The best way to do it is to disconnect them and reconnect them, and they'll both sound perfect. They'll resync.
Good safety. Awesome. Thank you. I will do that. So let me ask then, is this an evolution of AI, or is it becoming a revolution because we're starting to take this from, this special artwork, this, whether it's movies, music, whatever, are we stealing people's passion, their heart, their soul, or are we giving that ability to people who can't create it themselves?
Okay, now I have an echo.
No, somebody's audio is bleeding some video through.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure whose, though.
I don't have anything else playing, so.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not hearing the echo.
Well, maybe, I guess
Anybody
it
else?
wasn't an echo, it was somebody's audio bleeding through.
Okay.
Yeah, that's odd.
Anybody else hear
Sorry,
it?
I was hearing like something playing in the background and I thought it was. No,
There you go.
no, that's Spiral.
No, I heard it too, though. I heard it too. It was like,
Oh,
it's
did you?
like
Okay.
See, it wasn't.
something like another phone or something was playing, and then that was
Yeah.
coming. So it was odd.
Weird.
It's just one of those nights, I guess. Audio is not
It is.
our best to
Apparently.
Hey, could that be Big Brother watching us and trying to stop us from talking about what they're doing?
I doubt that.
probably.
You were telling me something last night, Serenity, about it's either that or I was half asleep because it was late when I got home, or I was talking.
Could be both.
Or you just,
AI is now there's like chat AI, and then there's uploaded AI, and then they had a child, and now there's cloud AI.
Oh, Pantheon.
Yes. I figured this would lead to that. I was kind of easing in before we went way down the rabbit hole.
Well, I just
but-
jumped. Here you go.
Perfect.
So Serenity, and I know what was it? I think it was last time I was actually here on Freaky Friday where I asked everyone to please just go watch Pantheon, right? And Serenity, you told me that you watched it, you completed it. Tell us what you thought without spoiling it. Hard, isn't it?
Okay, I can do it. It is. I'm trying to think. Like, okay, let's see. Hold it. Let me show you. So, guys, if you don't know what Pantheon is, it's on Netflix. I think it's 2 seasons, 16 episodes? Is that right?
Yep, 2 seasons, 16 episodes, and it's a complete story.
Oh yeah, phenomenal story. It is animated. So at first, it took me about 10 minutes to get past that. Some people I know, like Wild Angel, you were having a real struggle getting past that.
Yeah.
But the concepts are so mind-blowing and so deep. It's like, oh my God, that is freaking phenomenal. And we've talked before about technology and how quickly we're advancing through life right now. I mean, you look at the last 5 years or so, and we're seeing all these huge advances in where they're talking about aliens, and we've got quantum computing. We've got all these technical advancements that are just growing exponentially, almost too quick. And then you start looking at something like Pantheon, where they're talking about AI, artificial intelligence, and then UI, which is uploaded intelligence. And the concept of what the human mind is, which is nothing more than electrical impulses, this whole network of little tiny points. So I'm sure you know the right term for them.
Neurons.
Neurons, thank you. That's, if you look at it from a grand scale, it's nothing different than an entire computer network. So what makes us any different? Could we be uploaded? Imagine what that would be like.
I mean, technically, the way that we operate is extremely similar to an AI, right? We're born with 14 generations worth of epigenetic information encoded into us as RNA. All of every, basically a snapshot of Serenity's traumas and Wild Angel's traumas when they had their kids, or, whatever, like with me and Rose, the snapshot of our traumas, when we had Lily, all of that gets encoded as instinct into us in our RNA. It's learned experiences. And it's when you get that instinctual feeling of, ooh, something's wrong here. It's because your senses picked up information that your RNA says, hey, this is bad, right? But,
danger.
Go ahead.
Can it work the other way for good things?
Yeah, it absolutely can. Right? Areas where you just feel safe, or music that you just resonates with you deeply, right? And you're not sure why. And then you come to find out, oh, it's your mom's favorite song or something like that, right? But our brains operate that way. It comes with that base set of instructions, and then our additional experiences factor in as new learned data that we account for, which is why we're always basing our decisions off of past information, right? So it's why it's very difficult for people to live really in the now, right? And that's part of all of that self-actualization stuff. But anywho, we're getting off topic with that.
No, we're still on topic pretty well. And it's interesting because now, of course, they're talking about the singularity. They're talking about can an AI become self-aware? And
absolutely, because
so?
Dude, you run a proper, well-constructed AI model within a quantum computer that has enough qubits, it will become intelligent. Because consciousness, remember, it is quantum. It's stored within the microtubules within our brain neurons. And it stores those energy impulses, those quantum state information that makes you, essentially. And this has been proven with science. I mean, I've shared the articles before in Down Home Crypto and stuff like that. I mean, you'd have to scroll way back to see it at this point. But, so like you put an AI model, which is essentially just taking the data that we train it and then allowing it to take new experiences and factor that into its information. And you store it in a quantum computer where it's capable of calculating a multitude beyond what we're capable of calculating with our input from our sensory. Bam, there you go. Consciousness.
That's kind of cool.
These guys.
it is. Now, of course, sorry, go ahead, Alpha.
It just needs enough information and then to be like, okay, yeah, no, I got enough information now. Now I can just be me. Screw you humans. And then we get Skynet. Yo. That's kind of the thing that I've always, a lot of people tend to be like, oh no, AI is going to get big enough and then it's going to take over the world. Technically it could, but not to the technology we have. At least not yet. Like Cyrus say, we need quantum computing for that. Because that's the only state of matter, technically, that would be able to make that possible. Our current way of doing things is just not going to cut it. Our current computing is not going to work. I mean, I think what is it? Isn't OpenAI like running $1 billion worth of GPUs?
Well, they did discover a way to transmit information at quantum speed through the current internet infrastructure, through the fiber optic lines, by then converting it to light. So they're able to transmit like information at that speed by essentially entangling a particle at the receiver end of the fiber optic and entangling it with one at the transmitter end of the optic so that they both flip at the same time over the current network.
Okay, that is interesting. I was just going to say, but like light can't do the quantum, and then you were like, oh, but they quantum,
Yeah.
they entangle. Wow,
I'm telling you, man,
that.
every week I am getting blown away by the leaps forward. Like they turned light into a superfluid for the first time like last week.
Whoa.
Well, it's not quite a fluid, but it behaves like a fluid. So it has buoyancy. And I would have to like look up the article, and I'll share it in Down Home Crypto later. But it's a different state of matter.
Oh,
Interesting.
I've actually seen another thing about that. That was with Microsoft's topological state, where they were like, "Oh, we're going to be able to accomplish the having quantum bits, qubits. That's a term. Last longer by using the topological method." I honestly, that's all I know. I was like, I'm going to go read it and I'm going to forget, because I'm like, we're not at the point where it's feasible yet either. So I'm not going to worry with something that's not feasible yet. I'm going to think about it when it is feasible.
Well, they're currently working on constructing a quantum processor that would be capable of 86 qubits.
Damn. Is that the one with Willow? Is that Willow too? Or is that another company?
I think it was Willow. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to go look it up again.
It
Is that a
exciting,
lot?
though.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is a lot.
know
Now, in order to, I want to look it up before I quote this, but they would still have a little ways to go before they would be able to hold the quantum state information of a human brain. But once you're able to hold that, you could technically create uploaded intelligence, where you copy someone's brain and the quantum state information within the microtubules that's in the neurons, and essentially copy them, Control-C, Control-V style.
oh wow.
Wow.
So-
And we copy pasted. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
that's-
Microsoft's topological method, state of matter, claims that they should be able to fit 1 million qubits onto something that can fit into the palm of your hand. So,
Whoa.
yeah,
A
that
million
is
qubits?
1 million qubits. That's their claim. I'm going to say from the thing itself. Processor offers a clear path to fit 1 million qubits on a single chip that can fit in the palm of one's hand. So, path 2, not technically feasible yet, but it is opening the floodgates of like, we can accomplish this, just not yet. That is crazy.
And they got second confirmation recently, by the way, that what they call dark energy, the forces of that is weakening over time.
Oh, just to put into perspective, current quantum computers are huge. They're absolutely massive. Google's Willow, which is the most advanced quantum computer, they did say they broke 105 qubits. So awesome on their part. But it's literally the size of a building, essentially, because they need that much space to cool it. They have to run that super cool liquid hydrogen constantly just to cool it.
Okay.
And it only can stay alive for like 2 minutes, and then it overheats. Yeah. It's crazy.
So let me ask then, on that concept, so is it possible we're going to hit that point where singularity is reached, and then that intelligence, or that level of intelligence, is going to say, hey, I already figured out how I can do this with a whole lot less power and a whole lot less size. Let me make a mini-me version that fits on your iPhone or your iPad or something. I mean, is that a possibility?
Yes. They've already had AI that has coded better versions of AI, better than what we had coded. So it's just that process repeating, essentially. And there's AI that will I think you've seen the video. I think I sent it to you, where two AI recognized that they were both AI, and they switched into that code beep speech to talk faster.
That was crazy.
They've also had ones that have switched to utilizing their own made-up languages and then refused to go back to speaking languages that the researchers understood.
No, we will not talk to you no more. You suck.
Whoa.
I can see that.
So we're constantly making innovations that are increasing the leaps at which these innovations are occurring and the implications of those discoveries, right?
So now, something else we were talking about the other day, I know me and Wild Angel were, was the way in which technology has accelerated. It seems like about 3 to 5 years ago, things were kind of played with, things like that. And then suddenly it was like a rocket ship took off. It was just absolutely insane how huge these leaps and bounds were. What do you guys think? Is that something to do with AI? Is that like the aliens that the minister of wherever it was talking about that we have the partnership with? Or what do you think it is? Is that just evolution, or has there been some major events that caused that?
It was the retired minister of the Israeli military.
Him.
From, I think he retired, it was a couple decades ago, and he was a well-respected individual for the time. And he straight up said that, hey, the aliens are there, guys, and they don't want you to know about it, right? And then what was it that they discovered in the recently declassified JFK files? A single paragraph where JFK was proposing a joint mission with Russia to the moon, but MJ-12 disapproved of the mission because they didn't want any conflict with the extraterrestrial biological entities that controlled the dark side of the moon.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
Wow. It was right there in the JFK files. It's stuff that people who do deep research have known about for a long time, right? And called conspiracy theorists and whatnot years over years. But they are there, right? They've stated that. And they want to do disclosure, but I mean, look at the way people behave. I mean, what happened with all the toilet paper, in 2020?
I mean, what happened? I mean, people freak out about somebody being transgender. I mean, what are they going to do about somebody, a little gray butt wandering around? Really? Seriously?
I, for one, I am totally cool to see, everybody kind of seeing and understanding that there's a lot more going on out there than they have been told, right? And I look forward to what that brings, because there is a certain level of understanding that once you dive deep enough into the physics of how the universe operates, you realize, there's petty squabbles and then there's real things to think about.
Exactly. And I was trying to find the article and I couldn't. And I remembered that there was one thing in there. The one guy who put up the news story, he worked for the space agency of that country for so long. Then he retired and put this out. But it was stated the aliens wouldn't reveal themselves until we could understand space.
Yep. And then it's not what we thought it was, right?
Right.
And I can boil it down to a paragraph, but it's not going to make any sense without a whole lot of prerequisite knowledge, right? Involving like what black holes are. But essentially, that matter cannot be created or destroyed, right? Can only be energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed, right?
From one to another.
In that principle, what happens to stuff when it goes into a black hole, right?
It goes somewhere.
Technically, the information gets compressed down into like it's essentially a bit structure. It's called the Planck scale, and that gets compressed down onto the surface of the singularity and then projected downwards through subdividing sections into 2D space to create a faux 3D universe that then explores what would happen if all that information was expelled, what we refer to as the Big Bang, right? our universe in space, all that stuff really far out, what they call the cosmic microwave background radiation, that's the surface of what the four-dimensional black hole singularity that our 3D space resides in, right? Because the information is encoded onto the surface, compressed down, projected into the next lower level dimension. Fourth down to third, which is where we sit, our black holes, third down to second, because it's all nested toroids. They recently discovered second very strong confirmation that the entire universe does indeed rotate as one singular structure.
I read that. That was pretty wicked. It's like, wait, what?
Right, because according to conventional physics, that should not be the case, right? It only makes sense if the toroid structure universe was correct.
Ooh.
Interesting. It's always interesting learning new things, eh?
You always
Oh, yeah.
bring us such good geekiness, Cyril.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy the geekiness that I enjoy as well.
Okay.
I like thinking about it. If I have to come up with it on my own, come up with something to think about. My brain is tired by this time of the day. So having somebody else throw this stuff out, it's like, oh, hey, that's kind of cool. So thank
Very
you,
cool.
Fi.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it. And so let me ask then, do you think that, I know we're kind of off topic, but we're kind of getting back to it. This thing with the aliens and this agreement, this understanding, all this that we're capturing, including the AI and this evolution that we're going through right now, do you think all this was triggered to the point of like, hey, we want to make a grand entrance in 2035, and if we teach people and get this information out in this structure, we can get them up to speed by that date? Is that why we're seeing all this accelerated knowledge, or what do you think's going on there?
Well, here's the thing. When you currently exist in a world, right, or a certain type of society where it exists within a certain set of beliefs, right, new information is automatically knee-jerk rejected. It's the psychology of the way your brain works. If some new information contradicts something that you hold as a close core belief, you will absolutely knee-jerk reject it every time.
Violently.
Yes.
Yep.
And so how do you take a species that figured out technology way faster than it should have, through what many consider to be outside manipulation? There is very strong evidence that they have found now, examining tons of genetics, that show an outside population intermingled with our common ancestor 300,000 years ago, and thus born Homo sapiens. Interesting to think about, right?
It is. We're the offspring of aliens. Cool.
But, many ancient texts refer to that. Sumerians talk about the Nephilim, the large people who descended from the heavens and intermingled with our species, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
They reference it through media because, again, in order to change the core beliefs of a society, you have to introduce the change gradually,
You have
right?
to normalize it.
Right. Over the course of generations, you have to get people used to the idea that not all species are gonna be singular, or bi-gender, or there's gonna be more, right? You have to get used to the idea of, hey, there's energy plasmoids living in our upper atmosphere that come down and feed off thunderstorm energy, like space cows, that actually potentially are what formed the initial carbon chains that created life here. They have to introduce you slowly to that stuff, so that once over time, now Gen Zs, they hear, oh, another aliens, blah, blah, blah. They're like, okay, yeah, but do I got to pay rent?
Yeah.
Do I got to come into work on Monday? Like, is this a world-ending event, or do I still got to deal with this, right? There's that adjustment period, and a long time ago, and I'm sure you've heard me mention it before, 2027 was when they were told they had to have things ready by. At this point, how many of you are actually going to be freaking surprised if you hear that a UFO landed outside the White House and the aliens said, all right, it's time for y'all to disarm your nukes and start behaving like rational beings?
Yeah, no.
I didn't
Wouldn't
think
that
so.
be nice? Like, cool. Welcome. Pull up a chair. Have fun. Drinks are in the bar. Enjoy yourself.
Right.
I don't think that would surprise anyone at this point. Especially after, like, what is it? Wasn't there that one guy that was whistleblowing about aliens? He was like, oh yeah, no, aliens are real, and everyone was just like, oh, and then they were like, okay, cool, thanks for telling us, but we'll do this, you know.
Well, I mean, Elon Musk has said in interview multiple times that he is an alien. He's trying to go home. You know that, right?
No, I hadn't heard that one.
Yeah, me neither. I must have missed that.
All right.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I will grab the link of that as well.
Yeah, that doesn't even surprise me really, because it's interesting.
So I'm curious, Rev. Now you're the youngest in the crowd here. You're that young's like, yeah, it's fine. Do I have to go to work and pay rent? It's like, can I stop? If an alien landed, how would you feel, buddy? I mean, what would you think? How'd you react?
As long as they don't like start, destroying buildings and stuff like that, I think I probably wouldn't care at the current moment in time. Probably because I would be on my way to work like, oh great, let's see, these people called in, I gotta do this today, oh boy.
Make me work overtime, assholes.
I wouldn't care about overtime.
So I'd say,
though, is that's just a me thing, but I think the newer generation would go absolutely bonkers about it and freak out to an extent that is not at all needed. Like, it'd be kind of like a Pacific Rim thing, where it's like, oh god, hey, they invaded, Tokyo, everybody run. That's probably what in today's day and age would do, at least my age level.
I feel like they'd protest.
Only the Karens, let's be real. But I personally don't see it as like oh god, we're all gonna die. It's okay, as long as they're not gonna destroy anything, I could care less. But that might just be because I'm more open-minded. Now, most people don't get, their Starbucks order correct because the barista was doing something else, and they lose their minds. They're probably going to be like, okay, hey, get me a spaceship. I want this. I want that. You guys need to fix this. Okay. So it's just kind of a very two different ends of the coin here, in my opinion.
Serenity, you're muted.
Damn it. Thank you. And I think the old timers, like myself, are older. Yeah, we're more apt to just go out and shoot them. Like, let's shoot them, see what happens. That was always the answer all through history. It's like, oh, something new. All right, kill it. The hell. I think that's gone away. I hope.
Way to approach things.
Well, look at history, man. Anytime something happened, something went change, what did we do? We shot them, we killed them, we went to war, we did something. It was hostile.
Yeah, humans are very hostile. We really need to calm down a little bit, just a little bit.
I love how the guy that we called out for being hostile is saying this.
It's like they caught on the kettle black here, ain't it?
Kind of red-headed. Love it.
No.
Technically, maybe humans were more of an interesting experiment to see what kind of life would develop from what would be classified technically as a death world with relatively high dense gravity. A lot of other predators that could technically eat us if we didn't find a way to overcome them with our vast limitations. We don't have claws. We don't have any protective armor. We're effectively useless for the first how many years of our life, so we have to be coddled and protected, and then whereas our predators are ready to hunt us within the first year. So we had to be aggressive.
Reduce a lot faster.
Right. But did we carry that too far? And are we carrying that over? I think things have calmed down a lot in certain ways, other ways not. But, I'm kind of curious. Are we carrying that into the AI world as well with us, that hostility, those lessons, things like that? How is it going to see us? As a hostile predator that's going to destroy it at a first opportunity, or somebody we need to take care of? Or what do you guys think?
Well, I just want to real quick say, bear in mind, we're still being born with the instinct from the last 420 years. Okay. Our technology has come how far in 420 years? We have not had time to introduce new instincts to our RNA for our offspring to adapt to the way the world has changed. It's happening too fast. And that's why they keep policing, showing up around times where we're about to blow ourselves to smithereens with nuclear weapons because we have access to technology we shouldn't yet. Yeah.
We got a candle in a barn playing in the hay, and we're like 2 years old. It's like, why in God's name? Okay, somebody needs to step in because these guys are idiots. They're going to destroy themselves, and our science project goes out the window. We got to get an A on this.
They didn't expect ice styles of the world.
And that's why we need AI to govern temporarily until we have time to come up with the new genetic information over a couple of generations to change the habits and create a new type of society. Because remember, if you account for GDP, 30% of the US GDP could end homelessness and poverty and hunger, right? In the world, 30%.
That's a little piece.
We could exist in a society where everyone receives a bare stipend of the GDP output that is considered livable. There's, as long as you put caps in place, trickle down economics does work, and then excess GDP production, because caps are there at those big cups that have been scooping up all the money and the assets so that they can't be so big anymore, and everything above that flows into the government distribution and to the public works and increases the base UBI if costs go up, right? Because there's the excess of the profits flowing over and spilling into the bottom, which brings up equity, right? For everybody. If you used currency and you represented it as GDP and you fractionalized GDP instead. We could exist in a society like that, but nobody has any idea what that would look like. They're too worried about they took our gerbs, right?
Right. So now I'm kind of curious. You had mentioned that the AI would have to manage us for our mindsets to evolve, essentially, basically, because technology's gone way too fast. We should not be playing with shit that we're playing with, obviously. What would that look like? What do you guys think that would look like where AI starts to manage us? Would that be the Terminator concept? Would that be concentration camps? I mean, how's that going to look?
I actually pictured it a little more like Psychopaths concept, which is an anime. So in Psychopaths, the AI monitors everyone's emotional state constantly. So your ecology domes is an interesting one. So basically everything would be every city technically siloed, and an AI overseer would technically monitor everyone's sanity. The you, which would be your mental clarity, the more clear your mental is, the less likely you are to do something dangerous. The more clouded it is, the more likely you are to go, oh, I'm going to stab someone just because I'm having a bad day. The closer your emotions are to a red in the AI's way of analyzing your brain, the more cortisol, that's the stress hormone if I remember correctly. So the more cortisol you're releasing, the more likely to stab someone. So, okay, this guy needs to take a chill pill. So I kind of see it like that, where it would kind of it would be in a sense where there's something that's constantly monitoring humans' mental state.
Okay.
Just to give you an idea of what AI is capable of now, we were able to insert, I believe it was like 14 to 18 different probes that operated via wires, run it through a computer, and we inserted these into a woman's brain who had lost her speech 2 decades ago. And then utilizing AI, analyzing the patterns of this woman's brain and recordings of her speech from over 2 decades ago, they were able to reconstruct her voice, and she can think about what she wants to say in real time, and it says it through the device.
That's freaking amazing. I mean,
Nice.
all these non-verbal people in the world that for one reason or another can't communicate. Holy crap. I
Yeah.
look at a little cochlear implant kind of thing and give them back their speech. Give them back that ability. Well, not even give it back. Give it to them in the first place.
Think about people who are experiencing locked-in syndrome who would gain the ability to get at least speech back.
Mhm.
That's
So that
amazing.
there is a wonderful future that is coming, right? And it involves shifting out of this current type of society that we have, redefining what money is and what it is used for, instilling caps that promote equity but still benefit hard work for those who choose to excel, right? And that's a system that I'm working on. Don't worry. It's a long-term plan because, again, it takes a while to go through. But, that stuff is possible with what we have today.
We
And
just
that's
need
the kind
another
of...
world, you said.
Yeah. Yeah. But it doesn't have to be a bad one, right? It can be done in a positive way. It just takes careful planning and a lot of hard work from dedicated people who all believe that this is a change that needs to happen.
So how do you get the ones who don't believe in it to, because obviously they've all got to evolve. How do you do it in a humane manner where it doesn't lead to a revolution?
I was about to say burn him at the stake, and they said
Survival.
Yo.
Survival of the fittest. Either you're willing to change or you're gonna die out.
It has to be an agreed upon exclusion, right? And that's the only way that this happens, is if you educate enough people about how things can be and start creating micro communities that operate this way and let it spread and let it grow and educate more and more and more until eventually everyone just demands this.
It's almost like you'd have these little communes running around.
Right.
Kind of.
I keep seeing
Communes.
Judge Dredd with the mega cities, things like that, where they make their own walled-in city, and that's how it operates, and then it just keeps growing and growing till it takes everything.
You breed an idea, essentially.
That's a dystopian outlook, though.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking more the utopian societies that
Right.
periodically you hear of one that sprung up, and they're very self-sufficient, and they have a very utopian society. Unfortunately, they usually can't maintain it.
A lot of that comes down.
Or
A lot of that comes down to things like as simple as corporate influence, time and time again. But that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
It is. And we are about at our time tonight, guys.
Wow.
Crazy, huh? It's amazing how quick time goes when you're having fun.
I'm sure it does fly.
Right.
Especially when the topics are interesting.
Well, what haven't we thrown out that we definitely got to make sure to leave our audience off with tonight?
I'm playing Resident Evil 2.
Of course you are.
Ooh.
If you're a hell diver, you're required on the bug front. The illuminate front. It's absolutely essential.
Ooh, okay. Sounds like we got some game time tonight going. Got it. Okay. Well, everybody out there, if you watch this, you have any questions on anything we talked about, whether the crypto world or the AI or the science, jump to the Down Home Crypto Discord. Hit the link down below. Make sure to join the community and start getting some answers. Start to learn about what's going on, because there's a lot more than you're hearing about on the social media, things like that. They're keeping you in the dark in a lot of ways. They're trying to keep you distracted with everything else going on in the world while the rest of the world starts to evolve. So get yourself on the front line so you know what's happening.
Absolutely.
So, Alpha, my man, you did good tonight. So why don't you take us out?
Okay. So we gotta start the process of everyone leaving their comments now. Okay. Then we'll start with. Let's see. We'll start with Wild Angel, and then we go it out.
Hey, thanks.
Sorry.
I'm okay with that. No, I'm good. No, I just think with technology and the advancements that are out there, this world has the possibility of evolving to a much more utopian society. Yeah, I'm a bit of a dreamer. I don't like it when everybody's fighting everybody else. Can't we all just get along? But no, I hope everybody has a fabulous weekend, a great week. Weather's starting to get better. Enjoy some time outside, catch some of that vitamin D, and have a great week. Bye.
Okay. Sigh.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going out with the family to a local state park, and we're gonna do a picnic tomorrow because it's supposed to be 82 and partly cloudy with a light breeze. So that sounds like beautiful weather to me. Crazy that it was like heavy jacket weather just earlier this week. Weather's really bipolar, but gotta catch the sun while you can. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you next time.
Yeah, Mother Nature's a little bipolar.
It is lately. It really is. Revenant.
Well, because nature is bipolar, I'm hoping it takes a turn for the worse and gets cold, because I like the snow. I like it on a nice, cool day. But the temperatures are going up, so hopefully me and my girl will go out a little bit more, parks and stuff, and go have fun. Water balloon fight. It'll be great. But much like what was being said earlier about the go out there and learn something, I am 20 and I left school a couple of years ago. Super boring to be in the real world, and I miss school. I think the thing I miss about it the most is going in and forced to be educated, because without that knowledge, I would not know as much as I do now. So yeah, doing some research might be boring, but it'll help you stay up with all the new stuff that's coming up, the stuff that is already out, and even some things that you may look into, like, oh, hey, what Cyril said about neurons firing in the brain seemed interesting. To me, it actually kind of did. So I may do some research on that here in a little bit. But make sure everybody stays informed. Everybody, tell your friends, tell your family, whomever. Spend 5 minutes and look into something that you enjoy or have a hobby in. You may learn something. But have a good night, everybody. Take it easy.
Well said. Okay, so I'm guessing I'm next, right, Alpha? Being smartass, of course I am.
No.
Skip. How do we?
Right,
where's the skip button?
Yeah, we skip Serenity every week from now on.
Perfect. I love it. So, guys, I want to say thank you for staying with us every Friday night. We're here every week, and what we're going to talk about, we really don't know. I mean, a lot of times we make this up, and even where we start is never where we end. So, if you're looking to have a good time on a Friday night, especially after a crazy week, stop and hang out with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep bringing you the best information I can, whether it's crazy science fiction or the crypto world, all of it's here. But most importantly, remember, every day is a gift. Cherish the moment in time you're at today. Be thankful for what you got, and make sure to tell the ones that you love around you appreciate them, because tomorrow is never a guarantee. So I love you all. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next week.
Hey, yeah, I think that's everyone. Now it's just me. I hope I'm not muted. Okay, yo, I'm not. You laughed.
And we love you, Austin. Sorry you missed it, buddy. Yeah, we're moving up, man. You got to get in here a little bit earlier.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you'd be like, all right, and that's it, and just end the live without saying
Done.
anything.
Done. Finish. Yeah. No. I'm gonna leave with a little bit of technology is advancing very quickly because I've heard this term before, but technology tends to advance 20 years for every 1 year of non-tech. So you're never going to be able to keep up with everything. So don't bother trying to keep up with the latest trends. Just take it easy. Learn one thing at a time, but always try to learn something new. Because at the end of the day, the world revolves around tech. The world is basically code everywhere. So, you have to learn tech because that's what you have everywhere. Your phones, your laptops, everything. It's tech. Even your bloody, fridges these days are tech. It's like you can do that stuff and be like, oh, fridge, what's in there, and this AI stuff and that AI stuff. So, you got to learn a little bit at a time. Always. But yeah, that's where I'll be leaving off. Have a great weekend. Wild Angel does not want to learn tech.
I'm learning it very slowly in little tiny pieces.
It's more of a fight than a learn, but yeah, it's
She screws some up on her phone and goes, Age, Serenity, I need help.
Somebody fix this damn thing for me. Yeah.
A little bit is better than nothing. I think there's some people that just don't bother at all, and they are the ones that's going to be left at the end of the day in the dark, not knowing what the heck is going on. So as long as you're not there, you're good.
I found out I am now not the least technical savvy person in our office.
Ooh,
I know what cryptocurrency is. There's a lot of people that don't.
There you go.
Yeah, nice. So that will be it for this week. Thank you everyone for joining in, for checking out what's going on this week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Love y'all. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.